Liverpool made it 5 wins on the bounce in the Premier League with a 2-1 victory over Everton. And yes, Ryan Gravenberch was everywhere. He gets our performance of the week. He scored a beauty, didn't he, from a Mo Salah assist, completed the second most final third passes and dominated defensively. Most tackles, most possession won out of any of his Liverpool teammates. His all-round game has seemingly gone up a gear this season. The question now, I'm going to come back to Clinton now. The question is Gravenberch the best central midfielder in the Premier League?
Carvey, excuse please, I've got to talk to him. He's definitely up there with one of the best at the moment. His numbers don't lie. And you know what the best thing about him is? When he first came, I didn't think he was a number 6. Liverpool changed his game to be a number 6. He's one of the best number 6s out there. And he's not just a 6, because he can get forward, as you saw. Fantastic finish. He's box to box. I think he's outstanding. Great quality. And credit to Arne Slot. Arne Slot believed in him, and he's starting to produce the form now.
We're going to be touching on Liverpool. They're going to be heavy favourites to this game, but they'll be without some of their key players. This list including Gravenberch, Konate, Salah, Szoboszlai and Van Dijk. Now note, this is not due to injury, it's just Arne Slot is resting them because they've been playing a lot of football at the moment. So it's time for our Xfinity fast track to victory. Let's talk about this Liverpool side and Carabao Cup, because JD, with the Carabao Cup, it's all about depth. I mean, there's so many games in the season, so it's who's going to be playing in the midweek. When you're looking at Liverpool, you've seen those players that are out, not due to injury, but just resting. Who do you think will be playing for Liverpool against Southampton this week?
I'm expecting 11 changes, to be honest. I know he's maybe highlighted some of the key factors, and a lot of those players, especially when you look at Konate and those, they have to manage their minutes because of their injury history. But this right here, I mean, we're still spot for choice.
It's still a great 11,
You still have over 250 million in terms of the British transfer record in both your number 9 position and your false 9 position. So really and truly, what have we got to complain about? Internationals riddled throughout, both Jones and Endo in the middle of the park. I mean, Robertson's been a key part of their whole squad for a long while. So when I look at this whole team, and including Chiesa, who probably want to establish himself back in not only the international fold, but back into the manager's first selection, what have Liverpool got to complain about? You're playing against a Southampton team that you know is bereft of confidence right now, struggling in terms of in the Championship. Will still trying to find his rhythm and what his best selection is, and whether or not they'll have to make changes. Just Tuesday, Saturday. But I expect Arne Slot and a lot of these players to want to make statements, especially the British transfer record, ladies and gentlemen, and Alexander Isak, who should be wanting to leave from the start.
Will still struggling. I like the way that you did that right there. I want to talk about Florian Wirtz, though, because this is a player that I'm wondering if the pressure is going to start to mount a little bit. Maybe it's quiet because Liverpool just keep winning, even if he's not producing right now. But, JD, how important is it for him to use this as an opportunity to get himself going with the side? I mean, reps, opportunity to find himself a rhythm, and also understanding with his teammates. That's always been the question mark. The industry, the work rate, what he does on and off the ball has never been a question mark when you talk about Florian Wirtz. That's why they paid all of that money. It's the other part. This is all they want to see. This is how lazy fans and how you get narratives and conversations away from you, because they want to see goals, they want to see assists, they want to see chances created. You're at home, you're against a team that you know is going to sit in, you're going to get a lot of touches, a lot of ways to manipulate the ball and dictate this team. This is an opportunity for Florian Wirtz to announce himself to the Liverpool fans.
So you're saying that he's going to play and get that confidence? I mean, if he was to get a couple of goals, it would boost his confidence going into the Premier League then?
All of a sudden, it's like the question marks around, is he a flop, or 007, as these kids love to put on X nowadays. All of that goes out of the window because he just wants one. Once you get started, once you get one underneath your belt, you'd be surprised how quickly you could develop a rhythm. Let me be the lazy guy, though, because the 0 goals is one thing, but the 0.8 XG, I don't know how big of an XG guy you are, but that means he's not getting chances, right? How much of that is the guys around him understanding the way he plays? How much of that is him understanding how to play in this system? I think sometimes we give so much credit to players when they make this big move, or we criticise them as well. But what comes with it is having to develop and understand the timings of all of your teammates. He knows the pressure's on him because he is the dictator of this team. He's a number 10. A lot of people are looking for you to come and make an instant impact. Not only is he having to get used to all of the attacking players around him, he now has 3 new attacking players that he wouldn't be necessarily training with from a tactical perspective on the training ground with every day. So this relationship pairs is the focus of everybody, right? Isak converts. Everybody wants to know what they're going to do together. That has to be the focal point. If I'm Arne Slot, I'm building everything so that those two can have an opportunity to flourish and succeed.
With Liverpool, I mean, they're contenders for every competition they're playing in. Premier League, Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. Nate, They got to the final last year, lost 2-1 against Newcastle. They're kind of coming into this competition with a bit of vengeance on their back. How important is it for them to get a result? And obviously, say it's Southampton, so they're heavy favourites going into it, but pushing on for the entire competition throughout the whole season.
How important is it? Tertiary. I mean, I think still winning the league and making a run in Champions League is going to be the #1 priority. There's going to be 11 changes, apparently, which shows you that this isn't the most important thing in the world to this Liverpool side. But when you have a side that just won the league last year and then went and spent how many £100 million? Now, I know that they also recouped some of that by selling some players, but overall, the depth should be there to compete on multiple fronts. If you want to say anything poorly about Liverpool's season last year, was that they didn't do that. So if they want to take a next step, they need to compete on multiple fronts. So from that standpoint, yeah, this is important.
For the game against Everton, 1 shot, 1 goal, 69 touches, covered just under 10 kilometres, but that isn't a number 6, that touch, man.
No, and the other thing is he's a great athlete as well as being technically brilliant. He's a fantastic athlete. So, you know, if you get tighter and you stop him playing, he'll just run you off. And his flexibility will run you into the ground. And as the game wears on, you'll find he'll eventually find space because he's got everything.
I thought he was terrific last season.
Yeah.
I think he's even better. This season. I think he's got even better. If I look at it like this is his numbers from last season to this season. Everything's gone up. More touches, more chances created, more completed passes in the opposition half where he can hurt the opposition as well. I think he's getting better.
Yeah, it looks like it's confident. When you have rhythm and you've got that confidence and you've got the freedom from the manager to go and just get on the ball and just go and play, go and express it, go and show people how good you are.
Yeah.
I just felt it was like a masterclass, and I'd hope that young players, if I was a young player in the academy, a midfield, whether you're 6, 8, 10, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I would study that performance because that was a masterclass performance from him.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And first game of the season when he was missing, and against Montreal, the midfield was all over the place. That's because he was missing. And you think about the times when Liverpool haven't had Van Dijk or when Salah's been missing. But he's just as important, I think, to this team in that midfield.
Yeah.
This was a quote from Ryan Gravenberch after the game, the Everton game at the weekend. The coach has given me the confidence. This season, we've got more freedom in the midfield. Last season, I was the only number 6. And now I'm allowed to go more forward. I think my strength is also there in attack, so I'm happy with that, and also with the goal. I think that's really interesting, that last season I was the only number 6, and now I've got licence to go forward more. I think that shows and highlights that rotation that they've got in that midfield.
And it also shows that Liverpool's trying to move forward all the time, because it'd be so easy. They won the league. I can't say, look, we're going to do the same again. But Arne Slot says to me, no, I want more from you, and he's demanding more from his players. He was one of their best players last season. I know you're looking at the starts under Slot in the Premier League, and he's obviously third behind the 2 big hitters in Virgil van Dijk and Salah.
I was going to say, who's the most important player at Liverpool? If I said to you, you'd probably say
he's one of the most important.
Well,
because
if you ask Arne Slot who's the most important player, Salah, Van Dijk, and Gravenberch, the 3 most important players. They're the ones who play every week.
But without him, as a centre forward, I can't do what I do, because if you need that. I need that sort of quality behind me for me to be able to go forward and score goals and give me those chances. And what a player, unbelievable player.
Yeah. Is he more important than Virgil van Dijk? Because the first one that comes to mind would be Virgil van Dijk, and he would be close, just in behind. Would you say he's more important than Virgil?
Of course, because you think, you know, if he got injured, then you can't replace him. You look at the players in the forward areas. You know, they've got that quality now that they can bring people in that are just as good. Yeah. But I mean, of course, with Virgil, if he gets injured, you can't replace him.
I want to get your opinion on Alexander Isak as well. So, Arne Slot now, he's got a dilemma, hasn't he? How does he fit all these players into his team? Where does he play them? Like Florian Wirtz, for instance, left out the team. He's just spent over £100 million on him. He's spent over £100 million on Alexander Isak. He's got these 2 players now who both on the bench at the weekend. He's got to try and find a way of getting them into the team. And what is his best system?
It's a dream to have that sort of luxury, really, to have those sort of players. But I mean, even Ekitike,
if you look at this, I mean, Gakpo's been brilliant. Gakpo's been brilliant, hasn't he, on the left-hand side?
Brilliant player.
Ekitike's had a great start to life for Liverpool, playing through the middle. Could it be that
he'll play wide?
You think Ekitike goes wide and Isak will come into the middle?
But then the way he started, you can't take him out of the team. the way he started as the number 9, and he seems that he's got that that football personality. He says all the right things. That obviously he's learned the things, like I said in the interview. Of course, you have to say that, but at the same time, it seems to me that he's one of those players that, no, I'm the number 9. And even and what was really good, I was happy for him, was even after the game, like Liverpool fans singing his name, and like it was just such a good, such a good thing to see in that. So.
And what about Wirtz? Because he came on the left-hand side actually when he came on the pitch. So you can't play Ekitike, Wirtz, Gakpo all out on that left-hand side, can you?
I think the message Arne Slot will be giving it to him is we're trying to win everything. We've got the Champions League, we've got all the cups. So
when you look at this squad, can anybody stop this Liverpool team, do you think, this season?
I don't think so.
Do you see it?
I think they're favourites. I think there's no doubt that they're favourites. They're that good.
They are that good. It's been a blistering start, hasn't it, from Liverpool. Big thank you to Leroy, to Jermaine, and to you for watching, of course. We'll be back next week.